See, I was never even really sure what a railgun was. Like
it fires. It doesn't fire a bullet. It fires a big piece of metal.
Okay.
And it slugs ships.
Because I remember you'd play some games and you would pick up like a railgun and it'd be like a fucking laser. I'm just like, well, what really constitutes a railgun?
Yeah,
you know?
well, technically, I think a railgun is I think it's actually anything that's on the side of that ship like that. So I guess it technically could be a laser if it was mounted right there. I'm not sure. But from what I know, the railgun is that big ass ship that shoots with the bolt action on the side of ships. And this thing, it's not even a ballistic bullet. Like the bullet doesn't do nothing. It's just a chunk of metal. And just like, I'm about to fucking send a chunk of iron at your ship, bro, going 700,000 miles an hour. I'm going to put a hole right through your whole ship right now, dude.
It's like they have those snipers with those crazy huge. It might be a railgun because it's an AT rifle, anti-tank rifle, and it can pierce the shells. Well, I mean, I'm not sure if they have one of these today, but like back then, when tanks were a big thing in World War II, they had these snipers that could pierce the fucking thing and like shoot the people inside. You know, it wasn't like an explosive thing, but it like pierced the fucking armor, just blew it open.
You just really made me think of something. How come, like, there aren't snipers on ships?
Snipers on ships?
Yeah.
Like what kind?
Like, think about like any ship battle you ever seen, from Pearl Harbor to a movie to whatever you want to think of. There's never snipers on there sniping that other ship, right? But there's someone behind the helm. There is someone behind driving the ship. Yeah, there's a captain might not be the captain, but someone's mounting the direction of the vehicle.
Yeah.
If we're 100 yards away, why am I only engaging in that type of warfare? Why wouldn't I try and snipe some people?
Well, I think it's because of the speed at which these ships are moving. You know, I mean, you're literally going, 100 miles an hour in different directions.
But I thought I thought there was times where they stop, I mean, it's not. I don't know nothing about water warfare. The most thing I can think
a lot recently.
The most I can think about water warfare is actually like ancient style water warfare. I've seen more of that. Yeah. So I think about that and I'm like, how they square up, how they fight. That's the thing.
We haven't seen naval battles since World War II.
In a while, right?
Especially against modern military.
I was thinking that all the time. I know.
Like one thing is like aircraft carriers are considered obsolete. Because there's no air fights. Well, that.
Dude, I'm watching Top Gun yesterday, and these guys are in like 85, and they're seeing battle in training. They go up in the fuck with them, bro. Like shit's hostile. I don't know if that's true, but I just pictured there was a lot more dogfights back in the day, bro. And also,
100%,
and also
a lot more dogfights.
Also, we got the best planes, bro. So people don't want to fight with us in the air, bro. And
that's one thing that like I didn't understand, especially let's go back to the last major war. That's one thing I didn't know going into World War II. The Japanese and the Germans actually had air superiority. They had the better planes and the better pilots by far. For some fucking reason,
well, Japan makes sense.
We're just like
Japan's island.
But like it was weird that like they had more planes and more advanced planes than us.
I don't think that
being what they were at the time, coming out of.
I don't feel like that because to me, I'm just looking at it Civ style, bro. You didn't invest in other things. You invested in your advanced aerial flight and you got it. I was invested in other. I'm big enough to where I got Canada there, I got Mexico there. I really don't need to be worrying about flying. Where do I got to fly to? Everything I need is right here. You got to fly places. You need shit.
That's the thing. We had the carriers. And that's the other thing. At this point in time, we were also because this was after Pearl Harbor that we started really engaging with the Japanese and entering the war. We were split between the Western Front, with Germany and whatnot, and we were also split in Pearl Harbor because we had lost a lot of ships and a lot of ships were damaged at that time. So not only did Japan had aerial superiority, they also had naval superiority at that time too. Yeah, So
we have boots on the ground's advantage.
Well, we didn't even have that, because we couldn't even reach the mainland. We couldn't even reach them, bro. And that was the whole thing. That was the Battle of Guam and the Battle of Midway. That's a huge reason we have those islands in the Pacific nowadays, because we went and we secured them against the Japanese, and those were our launching points. That's why Pearl Harbor was such a big
We
target.
needed those.
That was our anchor in the
You ain't got
Pacific.
enough gas. You ain't got enough
And
gas to get over that.
That's the
bitch.
thing. If Japan does more damage in Pearl Harbor, we pretty much lose at that point almost. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, like all our ships are now dead, and anchor in the Pacific is gone. So that was like the Battle of Midway. I believe that was one of the final naval fights because those were Japan's last two carriers lost, I think, in the Pacific.
Wouldn't it be cool just to see more movies of what ifs? Like, why can't you just make a movie of like, what if Japan won Pearl Harbor?
Yeah. Or what if Germany won?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I would love to see it.
It'd be cool, wouldn't it?
I would definitely love to see
it.
it.
What if Genghis Khan captured it all? What if the Library of Alexandria never burned?
What if America never loses the war? England.
What if man never made fire? What happens if man never makes fire? Does man survive? Man dies.
Yeah, if you don't harness, I think we continue to survive, but I don't know. It's just so tough to say. It's like I don't think we ever get our foot.
I don't think we would.
I think we would stay. I don't think
evolution would have done. I wonder if evolution is more advanced in the early stages, but it's not the early stages. You're actually in the middle stage. I don't think evolution could move fast enough to make us equipped to face cold environments. I think we can handle, hot environments, obviously,
exactly, yeah.
But environments like without fire, man, you don't have a lion's fur, you don't have wool, you don't have nothing, dude.
Yeah.
I mean,
you're not taking food into these places yet. You're not doing things like that.
I never heard of an animal getting hypothermia.
Freezing to death, some shit. Some animals, of course, depends on what they are. Like a snake will freeze in cold weather because they're cold-blooded. So
I seen two crazy stories today. One of them was like that. So this dude, right? He gets found. He was missing. He gets found in his car, and he crashed like in the middle of traffic. He crashed into the side of the fucking railing and shit. And they go and take him and shit. And his best friend's in the car with him. Mm-hmm. His best friend's like, he just lost control. He ran into the fucking wall here, and he died. Basically, and they do the autopsy, bro. And this guy had been dead for hours before that. Yeah, bro. So they're like, this happened like yesterday. Yeah, so they're like in the process of trying to figure out like what's going on here, but like they think this guy killed this dude and tried to stage it, bro. Yeah. Wow. Then number two. Did you hear about that family that found that fucking grown-ass man living in their house, bro, and their daughters, bro?
I did not hear about that story. I've
heard
bro. One before. Someone was an addict.
They said he was a grown-ass man, bro, and he had been fucking their daughter for like 45 days, bro, and living in their house. Whenever they were home, he went into her closet, and he would come out and fucking basically fuck her all the time and go to the park. He drove from New Orleans to like Arizona. And had been living in her closet, bro, for 45 days.
Well, she was letting him.
Yeah, she was letting
him. Okay, I thought it was like this guy was just like staying there.
But he's an adult. She's a child.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
She's a teen. She's like 15 or 16. He's 40. He's like 30, 40.
Still, okay, that's terrible.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. So you can't say that.
I didn't know that.
Consensual.
I didn't know.
Sounds consensual to me, dog.
I thought you were just saying this dude came and was staying with their daughter who was of age. And would just like live in their house unknowingly, but like it's a rape situation. You were saying fucking, so like
I mean, I didn't say it technically it's not. I guess it's statutory rape, right?
It's a rape situation. I think definitely, It's just,
but if she says
35, 15, like
yeah,
that's rape.
Yeah, that's rape.
Yeah,
that's rape.
Yeah, that's not
There's a Let me read it to you. So I've been on my crime junkie. True crime,
as
right?
Usual,
as my true crime rhyme, right?
That's your shit.
So something pops up on my in my neighborhood group the other day, bro, and it's a fucking cold case, bro. And at first I was just thinking, how crazy is this, right? So this pops up, and her name's Burnett Caruso. She went missing September 27th, 1986. Mm-hmm. Let me give you guys the 411 here. Burnett was last seen leaving Shaw's jewelry store in the East Point Mall. She had just gotten off work and was seen getting to her car in the Mars parking lot at approximately 5:05 p.m. She told a coworker that her estranged husband had called her and she was going to meet him. She has never been heard from again. Her vehicle, a gray green 1982 Chevy Cavalier with Maryland license tag number, has never been recovered. Last seen wearing black tank dress with pink top underneath the dress, pink belt, clear pantyhose, pink flat shoes, pink cotton jacket, carrying a bag containing a pink and black jacket in it. 23 years old when she went missing, 5'4", 190 pounds, bro. East Point Mall, September 27th, 19. So this is what? 96, 06, 30 fucking almost 35 years old, dude. What do you think about if I sent this to Crime Junkie, Joe?
Yeah.
That's what they do. Like
Yeah.
people suggest it. Well, I'll suggest this one, right?
Exactly.
And let them try and do
try
one.
to search up the facts on it and see if they actually do it, you know?
Yeah, wouldn't that be cool? I'm thinking about doing it, bro.
Send it to
And
them.
trying
Fuck
to help,
yeah.
and trying to
No,
help
why
the
not?
family.
Yeah, send
It's
it
like
to
maybe
them.
they can figure something out.
Exactly, and let them know some shit, you know?
There's a
Who
very
knows?
weird part. I was wondering who made the poster. I'd imagine it was the family, right? Because there's that little part where she says she had told a coworker that her estranged husband had called her and she was going to meet him. I thought that was kind of weird to throw in there. It's almost like you're trying to get people to lean towards that, right? Because that's initially what that does for me. Like, oh, estranged husband she was supposed to meet, and now she went missing.
Yeah,
He was a police officer, is what I ended up finding out. And her vehicle went missing. Sounds like a police officer would have a good chance of doing.
Yeah, very true.
And 35 years later, nothing.
Was he ever investigated?
I have no idea. On the comments, you're hearing all types of different things. You know, people are like, I heard the boyfriend, you know, they looked into it.
Well, that has to be public record, bro. You could probably go get it.
Brother, bro, I'll tell you, they could look at this story, bro, and that police officer could have 20 things pointing towards him, dog, and not go away. Yo, everything could point towards that boyfriend. Like everything, and he just not be locked up, bro. I'm telling you, you see it time and time again. I'm learning so much about the court system through this fucking podcast, bro. But
tell you.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Just a little quick thing to throw in there. I actually I had to for work. I had to go to the clerk's office. It was the civil clerk, but the clerk's office nonetheless in the Baltimore City Courthouse downtown. And I'm looking at this fucking office. And I'm just like, nothing good happens here, okay? Like I'm looking at the people working here and their work environment and like of a shitty area this like office is for this shit. And I'm just like, everyone fucking hates it here. This is a miserable place. This is not where good work gets done. It's just like it looks underfunded. It's like this is not where good work gets done. You know what I'm saying?
People go here to die.
Good luck.
People go here for benefits and a 401k, right?
Good luck. Whoever has to go through that system.
See you in 60 years.
Civil or criminal court, you gotta go through the Baltimore City court system. Good luck to you. Okay, that's all I gotta say. I hope I never find myself sitting in that, playing there for a defendant seat. That's all I gotta say.
Well, I'll teach you 3 things that I've learned. Number 1, never take a polygraph test, ever. Even if you're innocent, don't take it.
Yeah, no thank you.
Right? Number 2, suspicion means nothing anymore, bro. It means nothing. That's what I've learned, bro. You will not believe. There's a reason they added that little part of beyond reasonable doubt.
Yeah.
Right? And it's not to be corrupted. I'm not talking anything about corruption. I'm talking about literally, you will not believe how many times in these stories, bro, you hear of someone, everything looks bad for him, bro. Everything. And he's innocent. It was someone else. They prove it. But just that guy, just that day, things were bad. He was by himself all day. And he had an injury from before, and they're looking for, a woman murder. So he has no alibi, and like he didn't want to take a polygraph and he didn't want to talk to detectives. You can look at anything, all of that doesn't mean somebody's guilty, bro. That's what I've learned. And it's a big thing to learn because everybody does that right away.
Did you ever finish up that Innocence Project podcast?
For the most part, yeah.
Yeah, because the I don't like the one thing I want to touch on out of that was like how they dove into forensic sciences. You remember that, and how they were talking about a lot of
Uh-huh.
like arson investigation and bite mark evidence and yeah, all right, thank you. The bite mark evidence and blood spatter analysis and shit like that. All stuff that's admissible in a court setting. And come to find out, it's it's all pretty much bullshit.
Yep.
And it's just like it's like this
You want me to go over some things that are bullshit
system?
for you that you probably thought were real?
What's up?
Shoe marks. Shoe marks are
Shoe prints,
bullshit,
yeah, shoe
right?
prints, yeah.
Shoe marks are bullshit.
Polygraphs are bullshit.
Polygraphs are bullshit. Blood spatters bullshit. Cell phone pings are bullshit. Right? All of these are things you would think are actual fact when you hear it from a lawyer.
Yeah. Or even an expert.
You know what experts are?
Certification. A 40-hour class certification.
But what's the first thing I gotta do, right? If you're an expert and I want to use your services, what's the first thing I gotta do?
Well, you gotta get a document saying that I am that,
Yeah, well, you gotta get that.
Yeah.
But I've gotta hire you.
Yeah.
I've gotta hire you. You want to get hired, right? You're a forensic scientist, right? You want to get hired.
Yeah, as a private forensic scientist for analysis and this type of things, yes.
And I want that blood spatter to say it came from this weapon. Are you hired?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go. I gotta. That's how it works, though. That's how it works.
100%.
Innocent Project talked about that.
Yeah,
Remember?
100%,
They're like, these people are just bought. This was a huge deal. And
it's a 40-hour course, for most of these things.
I wish you watched it. It's actually not even that good, to be honest with you. But there's just this one part of I told you about it before, but there's a Netflix doc called The Staircase, where this man his wife fell down the steps and they said he pushed her, blah, blah, blah. And you can watch it or whatever you want, but there's just this one part. There's a big argument about the blood spatter in the hallway of, the steps. And they bring in like this Asian blood spatter expert who's like the third one that they're using, mind you. And it's like
why?
when we were watching it, every time somebody says it, I hear it in his voice because he's just like, blood spatter. The blood spatter like this. Blood spatter. It's like I always hear blood spatter like that, and I can't get it out of my mind. But even that ended up being bullshit. Like his testimony basically is bullshit because you cannot prove it beyond reasonable doubt that that's what happened. The only way you can prove it is science. So you know what doesn't lie? Teeth. Fingerprints. That's what they say. That's what I told you. If you ever kill somebody, you remove all their teeth and you cut their hands off, bro.
Yep. That's the way to go.
And rule 1 is no body, no case. That's where it all starts, bro. If you ain't got a body, you got nothing, bro.
Yeah. Because from that point on, everything is just.
I'll tell you something that I will teach all women in my life. I'll teach everybody. Switch up your routes. Always switch up your routes. Switch up your way to work. Switch up your way home from work. Switch up your jog. Switch up your bike trip. Switch up the way you walk your kids. Switch up your fucking routes, bro. That's what I've learned from this fucking podcast, dude. Because these people, they play it safe, bro. The sadistic ones they're going to plot. A lot of people that murder people, you can find, right? The hard ones for people to solve are actual serial killers because it's random. They watch, they learn, they see what you do. That's the one I learned about today. 17-year-old girl. Lives in a beautiful, nice neighborhood, rich neighborhood, bro, gated community. Same route every day. Same fucking route every day on her bike, bro. And they got her. Never found her body, never found her bike, bro. Crazy when you hear that, ain't it? Wow. It's so crazy when you hear that, bro.
Yeah, I mean, because she's just gone. And then you have nothing.
That's all wild. And I think it's easy for anybody to kind of think about the simple things that come to mind. Like how the family feels. Like, obviously, that's horrific, bro. You can't even put your fucking baby girl to rest. You know, that's horrific. But I have this weird part of me, bro, that always thinks what was going through the killer's mind. And I just think it's so weird that these people can live their entire lives with this on their conscience, bro. I think about when I come home and I half-assed one little thing at work, you know, maybe I didn't clean up one thing I was supposed to, and how much it sits on my conscience. Or when I was younger and did bad things, you know, you steal from a store, it just sits on your conscience. I couldn't imagine killing and raping, you know, a woman, and the fact that you just disappear, like you made everything disappear. That's the scary part to me.
So so I think there are people capable of that type of thing. I mean, you know, we would call them like psychopaths, sociopaths, like people who lack
But there's
to the fullest
and
degree
there
that
is
empathy.
and do it once, because that was apparently the story about this. It was that they were actually messing with her and bumped into her with their truck. And she was okay. But when she got up, she said she was calling the police. And that's why the rumor is, like I said, that case was never solved. But the rumor was after she did that, basically, they took her ass. They took her. Can you imagine what it's like for somebody to take your kid, bro? It's easier if someone killed your kid.
I'm just thinking about what you're thinking about, what you were saying before that. I'm sitting there, I'm trying to think. I'm trying to imagine myself taking someone's kid. You know,
Let me torment you.
It runs through my mind all the time. Like I'll be out in public and I'll see someone's kid like wandering astray, like far from their parent. And I'm just sitting there. I'm just like, they don't know me. You know, I'm just like, I could just literally run up, take this girl, and then there could be a car right here. I'm
gone, bro.
You know?
And you'll never see that kid again.
Your kid's 10 feet from you. You know, you're not like you're in way worse of a position. You know.
Let me tell you something tormenting, dog. 25. No, sorry, that was the second one. So it was actually I can't remember the exact date. Let's say a year, roughly. A year after that girl goes missing, a picture gets sent to the family's house, bro, and to fucking the news station. It's the girl and a little boy bound like this on a Polaroid, looking up at the picture, dude.
And talking like a real psychopath, bro.
Sent to the fucking family, bro. It's crazy. But the crazier part I wanted to is on the 25th anniversary, they sent the picture again to the family in the news station. Same thing. 25 years later. A lot of those psychopaths, they keep memorials, bro.
Or even mementos from the victim. Yep. Man.
There was one story, man, that just, it's a sad story, but to sum it up, it brings joy to your heart at the end. They ended up finding out, you know, who was taking these people. I told you about this guy that was feeding prostitutes to his pigs.
Yeah.
On that one, bro, when they searched his house 2 times previously and never found nothing, dude. And there was this one cop, a young cop, that was just like, he was from the neighborhood and he fucking knew that this guy was the one, you know. Everybody's out of there for the third time. They searched his house. They found nothing. Everybody's out of there. He stays there. Hours, bro, checking everything. And you know it. I told you it's a good story. He goes in the fucking bedroom, ends up knocking down a wall, finds a door, gets a fucking lock, but blah, 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 blah. Finds a fucking box full of all of those prostitutes' jewelry.
Motherfuckers. Like, so, well, what's up?
Well, I'm on it real quick. I just want to tell you how that works with them. The sicker one, bro. I told you about the New Jersey one before. I've told you all of these before, but there was 5 prostitutes murdered in New Jersey before. That guy, I hate saying how sick it sounds, but he liked, you know how people like taxidermy.
Yeah.
That's kind of what he did. Basically, he put them in locations along his daily route and would basically like stop by and admire them, and go
Taxidermy
back
style.
to his house. Yeah, but they're dead bodies. They're rotten bodies.
Uh,
Yeah.
so when I think about like brains and like brain function, and yeah, think about people who are capable of like crimes like this, and just like how someone is willing to risk their life to save another human, you get the opposite end where they're ready to risk it all in their life to take another human being's life.
Yeah, but
You
here's
know?
the weird twist. Like, yeah, you can do that all day. That's true, right? But twist it a little more. That person that will take someone's life probably would save someone's. You know what I mean? Like if he was out shopping at the grocery store, which he still has to do every day, and he's seen someone choking, he might fucking help them. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Because he's
very true.
not
Yeah.
killing them and raping them. It's like
Yeah.
bad people can do good things. Good people
Can
can do
bad
bad things, bro. And that leads me to another one.
That's real. I think that's where real like psychopathy and those types of people really shine through, is the good psychopath, so to speak. As a way to put it.
Let me break your heart with this one. It's a movie on Amazon Prime. Everyone wants to watch it, called Rewind. I was telling you about it before. It's this kid that was sexually molested, and his dad filmed his entire life. Like his dad just was a film enthusiast, as you would say, and just always had cameras in the family's face to the point where like it was annoying and shit to them. But he has just all of his life footage.
Okay, now I know what you're talking
And
about.
over
Yeah,
the footage, you watch this kid
Maybe tell me now.
change, So I ended up watching the rest of that, bro. Let me tell you how this shit works, which is what I always say, bro. So there's his dad, right? You got the boys, the star of the show, the guy's movie, his dad, and then there's two brothers he has, which was like Howard and Ben or something.
Mm-hmm.
Howard was the oldest one, and Ben was the middle one, and then his dad was the youngest one. Then there's the guy, the guy's movie,
Yep.
and his sister. They both get molested. I'm going to start from the top, right?
Mm-hmm.
Don't know who molested Howard, right? That's the oldest son from his uncle, basically, the guy's uncle. Are you following me? Do I got to give this guy a name?
No, you're good.
You know what I mean? And the star of the show's uncle, I
Yeah.
forget his name. It's like,
you're good. You're good.
And they don't know if he was molested or raped by someone or his father, because he never said so. He denies it still to this day. This man was an opera singer, and once again, big in the Christian Catholic Church. So he had pool, and it went on and on. He actually ended up never. Remember this? He never served jail time. He never served. They had to take a plea deal just so he wouldn't get off. This is because of the Catholic religion backing him.
Mm-hmm.
So he gets this little brother, which is the middle son that I was telling you about. He rapes him and molests him all his life, bro. So once that boy starts turning about 10, 12, 13, the middle-aged one, Ben, he rapes the guy's father, which is the youngest son. He rapes him, and Howard starts raping the youngest one too. So Howard's fucking both of them. Ben's fucking the younger one, which is the guy's dad. So come to find out, Ben, the middle
Mm-hmm.
brother, had a son. They let him come live with them. He molested the daughter. He was raped by the middle brother, Ben. He raped his own son. His son raped his niece, which is this guy's sister. He didn't fuck him because at the time he was being molested by Howard and Ben. Both of them were molesting him. So this guy Howard molested his younger brother, his youngest brother, his niece, and both of his nephews that they know about. That's 100% fact. He molested an entire, two generations basically of kids there. The Ben guy, he molested, also the other younger brother, so it's 6 people.
Yeah.
Ben molested his younger brother. He molested his son. He molested his nephew. And I didn't hear him touching the niece. He molested everybody there. My son molested but 2 of his nieces, and like I said, Howard molested them all. So this comes out, and Ben ends up getting like shows everything on video. Him and other family members narrating it basically throughout the entire story, trying to line that up for you there because it's a web right there.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's why
basically everyone's
raping
molesting
Yeah.
everyone. So you can imagine if there was other cousins probably got molested. If Howard was probably molested by their father.
Yeah, and it's
maybe other guys. Who knows?
it's something that it is so rampant, especially when it comes with within families. Like I think about me
Dude.
growing up and my grandmother's telling me and instilling into me very early on, and was always very protective of stuff like that.
Dude.
So it takes the people within the family who've just been raised in nothing but it to just put a stop to it at some point.
Right. Well, first his mom, the guy's wife, the guy never told his brothers, never said he was
Right,
molested and
exactly,
shit. So
yeah.
she didn't know at all. So there's a lot of shit when you look back at it where she's like, I should have did something. I shouldn't have had you guys up alone.
Yeah.
But like he thought, he's with his nephew, he's with his uncle. He didn't know anything like that. But they got it all on video, bro. And that's the crazy part about this show. And that's why I say people should watch it, because the dad does know, right, that he was raped by his older brothers. And there's like certain scenes on camera that they slow down where it'll be like somebody filming, then it'll be his dad and the guy Howard in the same room with the little boy. And like every time, bro, you can just see when he's leaving the room. Like there's one, man, if you watched it, you would get what I'm saying. There's one where he's just like, he's looking, he's just like, he's hesitant to leave the room. Then he does. It's like you can just tell he was thinking about that shit because he never molested his sons. He never did it. The other 2 did to their own sons, but he never molested anyone that anyone said.
That's just a whole, like you said, an inner web of like different generations abusing multiple generations throughout the
Yeah.
family. Like,
And like that's a different kind of like mental fuck up going through all of those people's heads, of like his
exactly,
dad dealing with that, not knowing what to do. Should I say something? Should I not allow my kids around? But he's also like this famous opera singer, so it's like kind of implied, and you're letting the other kid around who's doing it and shit. I mean, the other brother around, and I was thinking about just like how that must have been on everybody's mind because the girl's getting molested by someone that's not molesting the boy. The boy's getting molested by 2 guys. His dad got molested by the same 2 guys. So it's like there's just a lot like going on in that house every day. And I've told you about it before, but that it made me think a lot about my own father and their situation. Because I was telling you before of like, my dad's did heroin since he was 18 years old. He's in his 50s now, man. And when you hear the stories of his childhood, I never blamed him. I never blamed. Of course, you want a good dad, but it's like I understand, man. When people say like get off of drugs, you don't understand pain, bro. You really don't understand pain, because I mean, it's the shit that he said is just so next level pain. Where I've explained to you, like they were all being molested by their father. And it just made me think about like them having to live together every day. It's like you don't talk about it, but you all know. And the only way, right, that story, that Rewind movie I'm telling you about, the only way all that came to light, you know what happened? His sister and him are in the back seat, and the mom's driving, and he's fighting his sister, and she goes, "Stop! Why you keep hitting him? I mean, why you keep hitting her?" And she goes, "Because him and Justin, I mean, her and Justin have quiet time up in the room alone, and you should really ask about it." That's what that boy says to his mom. And Justin is the middle brother's son that I told you was just molesting her and not him.
Yeah.
And that's how it all came to light, basically started right there because he said that, and like they both wanted to say that. They both wanted to tell their mom, who they knew would help them, but like they're just scared to say it, like how their dad was.
Mm-hmm.
Their dad's just scared to say it happened, man. And I just was picturing that, with like my dad's family and just the stories he told me and like how that must have been. I mean, there's like 7 of them living in the same house and they're all being molested like in one way or another, or physically abused. And it's like you live amongst each other and you don't talk about it though. Like you're not like together, like we're all going through this. It's like you hate each other. And it's just like you
Yeah.
kind of just blame each other and stuff. It like really fucks with your head, man.
Yeah, because I mean, like, like the only people, especially like in this early life, only people that you really think or see to go to are your abusers. It's just like, well, what the
Yeah.
fuck do I do?
Dude, my dad
You
told
know?
me that their neighbors used to call the cops all the time, bro, for their house, and the cops would come. Everything okay here? Dad and mom would come to the front. We're fine, cooking dinner. Talk, leave. That they said that happened all the time because they would go to school with welts on them, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
all types of shit. Like, dude, like my grandfather, bro, was like sadistic, yo, like really sadistic. Like, used to make my dad hold a fucking butter knife and stick it into the socket, bro. Shit like that.
So, my grandmother says the same thing about my grandfather on my mother's side. Was that he was always like, was just pretty much prowling just for like, really young girls. That's just, you know, well, he like apparently my
Her
grandmother.
husband,
Yeah, yeah, my
he
grandmother's
liked
husband.
young
My
girls.
grandmother's husband. Yeah, yeah. And came home and he was with like some like 16-year-old or some shit. And then it's like, it was like the
Wow.
divorce right there pretty much. That's when she pretty
Good.
much became
It's
like a super mom
horrible,
and whatnot.
man.
Yeah.
A lot of them older guys, man, it was a lot easier. Like I just said, it was a lot easier.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was happening a lot more, like it was nothing.
Yeah. And that, I mean, like, that's what people like, especially like, you're talking about like, you come into like the 1900s and so, like women are still pretty much property, and then I mean, it's just something that's like your grandfather, my grandfather probably experienced the same thing when they were younger, and it was
Yeah.
probably way more rampant then
I just hate
and
when people
before
don't.
then,
It just sucks when people don't
way
get,
more then,
children, man. Children, broken, hurt people, hurting people. Like fuck, man. Just
and just a cycle of like, passing that on to another generation, that generation being all messed up, trauma with all this trauma,
yeah,
and that's one thing that like I do think is cool, like not really cool, but like you've seen like the evolution of how people talk about it nowadays. And I
yeah,
think
yeah. It's
I
definitely getting more and
we're
more.
getting
Yeah,
we're getting somewhere. It's in a conversation
yeah.
nowadays and,
And I
shit
mean,
like that.
I don't know. I can't speak for my uncles. I think they were all good people, and I don't think they did nothing like that. I never got that type of vibe. But like I know personally, like I'm telling you, all the shit my dad went through. My dad never did that shit to me. Never.
Yeah,
I mean, he wasn't really around to, but
yeah,
but when I was with him, he never laid a hand on me, never did anything sexual. So it's like people that get treated like that, not all of them treat people
yeah,
like that. Like my dad was not like that. He might have liked young girls, who knows?
yeah.
I don't know. I've never seen it, but who knows?
Yeah. Yeah, and like I said, these are just things my grandmother tells me. But I mean, like it's just like I believe her. I don't think she would lie about something like that. So I'm just like,
I
it's
don't
just
know. I always think it's worse, bro. You said a 16-year-old. I think a 13-year-old.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, I mean, it's just like you get a cycle. Just like you get the generation of abusers, you get the opposite end where you see generations of people, adults, stopping the abuse. I mean, of course, you get both sides. I mean, that's what humans do. But like you get generations where like I think my grandmother's one of those people where like like she
I'm
tells me all
not
the
gonna do
time where
that.
like my granddad would try always beat her sons and stuff like that, and she would stand up for him, fight back, not get abused by this dude, and just be like fuck you, I'll fucking kill you type of deal, like
I think
so
about that Gabriel Fernandez dude, man. And just like there's that one part where he was talking, and the teacher's like, he was talking to her, and he's like, "Please don't make me go there. I don't want to go there. Like please."
yeah. And I told you like like I think I told you like how like my grandmother taught me growing up, was just like, like anyone touches you, here, there, it's just like, it's okay to tell me. And I always felt comfortable telling her if something ever like that happened. And I remember telling you to the point where like, like we'd be like, you'd be buying in a car, and she still does it to this day, where she just put like her hand like on my knee, and I would always just be like, so it's like that's how she's always. That's just how she raised me. So I'm like, I was even suspicious of her. I'd always want to look out, just like, it's just like it's just. Well, I know if she comes here, that's no square. So
that's so weird.
I'm not doing it, So I mean, like, I feel, it's just that like parents need to really have this like conversation, like this really strict and really drill into their heads of like what people do. I remember like she would always read me stories about like things like this, the little boy this, the little boy that, just like like she's like, this can happen, people do it. She would read me. I remember the one I always told you, like I told you before, where she showed me the one of the guy who died in prison. It was a Maryland prison. I think the one at like Hagerstown or something. And he died because of a broomstick was shoved up his ass. And I'm just sitting there looking at this article. I'm just like, it's just like,
gotcha.
Yeah, I'm no prison.
I had my first like.
Don't want to go to jail.
I had my first like picture of children today for myself, and I was listening to the Crop Junkie podcast, and like for some reason I was just sitting there thinking about like, I want my kids to hear this, I want them to, the girl that just went missing and they never found her, and she's just like, it go into it that I don't tell you, but like basically she was like, her mom was like, I don't want you to go because they were being followed before, and she was like, Mom, we're fine, blah blah blah. I was picturing just like, have my son and my daughter just like, we're just listening to this podcast, or like we're watching some true crime, bro, and I'm just like, this shit happens.
I mean, we had a big one not too long ago. I cannot remember the name. I do apologize, but it was a big story here in Baltimore, where it was that woman. She had, I believe, she was here with her boyfriend. She had gone missing, and they didn't find her body for like 6 months or something like that. And they eventually find her in this park. I forgot where it was, and it turned out that it was her boyfriend. I think it was Felicia. You remember, or Felicia Carter or something like that. It was. I think it wasn't that. I want to look it up just because I want to get it right. Felicia Barnes was her name.
Can't say I remember
it. Yeah. Let's say you've seen it on that one.
I do not remember seeing that, but that picture is just like absolutely terrifying of me. Like for some reason, I just feel like she's like,
Well, anyway,
I was scared.
She wasn't. Her body wasn't found for a period of time, and turns out when they did find her body, that they pieced it all together, and it was her boyfriend who had killed her and got rid of the body. There was another one that just recently happened. I believe it was here in Maryland. It was a 19-year-old woman.
So they couldn't solve that case until they got the body.
Exactly, and put it figure it out from there.
Yeah,
because it tells you so much.
Yeah.
There's another one. A 19-year-old pregnant woman was missing. I believe they were looked for days, and they found her body like half a mile where she went missing from, with her throat slit or some shit like that. It's like shit happens all the time, especially here in Maryland. It happens all the time. Like it's like, I mean, I'm guilty of it too, where like you're never fully aware or looking out for something until it happens to you. It happens to me a lot. It's happened to me a number of times in my life where you just like just oh, okay, that doesn't happen, just cool, and then it happens.
Yep.
And you're just like,
I went on a trip with my nephew this weekend, and he brought his friend with him. I was giving him so much game. I tell you, I've been trying to really shove game into these guys. It's like they're at that age now, where it's like you could take all this, and this one's older than the other one I was telling you about. He's in 10th grade. So I'm like, you can take this. You're ready for this. And that's what I kept coming at the end of all my rants. It would always come down to, you're just not going to know it till you live it. Like sometimes it's just that, bro.
Yeah.
There's very simple ones, right? Where it's like, and just think about the most simplest one. It all goes fast. As a kid, nothing feels fast.
Mm-hmm.
You feel like it's taking forever to turn. And then next thing you know, it goes fast.
I'll tell you, that was one of the cool things. I remember, so I remember so on my way to work, I was dropping my niece off at Dunbar freshman year. I was dropping her off all year and pretty much did it up until her sophomore, junior year. And I remember telling her when I was dropping her off, I think it's like the first month or so, and I'm just like, enjoy it because it goes fast. So the 4 years go
What do
by.
you do right there?
The 4 years go by.
Listen,
Well,
it doesn't work.
Hold on.
Okay,
This is where it comes full circle.
Right.
So the 4 years go by. She graduates. She has her 19th birthday. And I remember sitting there. I remember it was like, you're about to go graduate. What tell you? It goes fast. And she like looked at me. Her eyes are wide. She's just like, yeah. It was like, and I remember like I think it was like. I think it really just like kind of like nailed like the way her eyes kind of like dilated
you perfectly
like it
nailed it.
I was just like it goes fast.
Yeah, I was trying to think like when you were telling, I was trying to think like how do you get her to get it right now? I was saying like, listen, what if right now in that car, right, you just tapped her by her head, like just like this, and you eye contact, you're just like, listen, give it to her straight. Be like, look, what I'm saying right now, you're not gonna believe, right? But you trust me. You think, I'm not a dumb person, right? Let me tell you, one of the worst mistakes of my life was not understanding how fast it goes, was not grasping, how vital every day is going to be. And I know at the end of this convo, no matter what, you still have to live it to know it. But I'm trying to give you the heads up right now, just like people gave to me, and I ignored it also. It's gonna go fast, cherish it, time, like, really, you got all this and you got to head like this the whole time, you're just like, like what, I want to give you, like, you get what I'm trying to do though, like, I'm trying to imprint a memory, right? I don't want you just to struggle off what I say.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get you to, like, always remember that time Uncle Mike told you this, like, well, he grabbed me by the fucking head, like, I feel like you're 30 and you remember that. That your uncle did that in that car in 9th grade, So I was thinking, like, maybe I need to just find ways to be more impactful.
yeah. And really try and just.
But you did it. You did it. What you did was beautiful. But unfortunately, it took 4 years, right? So it's like you need quicker results on certain things. Not on that, 100%. Not on that always, right? But like something, if you're just like, so I don't know, just say you're teaching them something dumb like, don't count on things before they come. And then you get the perfect life example.
I think that's the one thing that kids are going to struggle with the most is time. And really understanding that time moves really quickly. Because so the way I think about it, when you're coming into that teenage year, that's when you're probably living the most in the moment you probably ever will.
That's exactly what I was about to say, right? I don't know if it's teenage year. To me, honestly, it's before that. I think the most you're in the moment is like definitely 3, 4, 5. Like, you're in a different type of moment.
But like the world. But as far as being like kind of like you're kind of awake. You're more conscious of yourself at this, of like this age. As you're getting into like an older, like more adolescent, puberty brain, it's just like
right. But when I'm just saying, like,
conscious of like your individual placer in a universe. You know what I'm saying?
What I'm trying to say is but life gets more boring the smarter you get, because you start making logical decisions. You have all those great memories when you're a child because you're dumb. You think it and you do it, and it hurts. Yeah. It's bad things. You do bad things and you fuck up. But that's what it's fun, right? Those stories are fun.
But that's the big thing with adolescence, though, is that like you really can start to understand your own mistakes and what you've kind of set in motion. You know what I'm saying? Whereas like as a kid, it's like you have less of that responsibility, on yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you're also not developing complex like human like you're developing friendships, but you're not like getting like this really intimate girlfriend and you're like, what I'm saying, like shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like
I just think it kind of speeds up the longer
you're just
go.
Really conscious of like you're in the moment, but you're also the most like kind of conscious you've ever been in your kind of lifetime at this point. Because I think with a kid, I think it's like no one. I don't think any kids it's like you're taught like a fucking Zen Buddhist or something from a young age to like.
But the shit you're naming, like to me, like when you're talking about like a relationship, like that's the things that take you out of the moment, in my opinion. Like puberty, like that's just one of the things that it actually fucks up. you're in the moment type of thing, bro. Because now you are worried about like mating and fucking a bitch because it's just natural. It is natural. I'm not blaming it or nothing like that. But like when you're a kid, dude, you're not worried about if you look cool in front of a girl, bro. You're not worried if you look dumb in front of someone. You're not worried if you don't. A kid doesn't even know he needs help. You get what I'm saying? Like he thinks he can just live a whole day by himself. It's a crazy amount of stupidity that allows this freedom. That's why kids say the darndest things, because they just have this freedom. Like they don't even know when we say something, it's so filtered. It's like, you don't even realize it, but it's filtered through, of like, can't say something like this. I don't want to be perceived racist. I don't want to be perceived sexist. I don't want to be perceived that. And like, you filter it down. A kid will never do that. Who do they say? Who's two honest people in the world? Drunks and kids, because you're not thinking about it. Like a drunk is a perfect example of when you're in the moment. You don't care about work the next day. You don't care about nothing else but just having fun at that time. And I think that's how I remember being, when I was like 5, man, I just used to play in this little T of an alley, man. And I had 2 friends, bro. And it was like, every day was just the best day ever, man.
So I guess like the way I'm thinking about it is like, when you're this, adolescent, teenager, whatever you want to call it, where it's like you kind of like you get the idea, like it's like like what may go wrong, but still then making the decision to follow through with something, a very conscious one at that as well. Where you're like this decision making, where I think it's like you're in the moment because you're consciously in the moment. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like in my teenage years, I held myself out of thousands of things I wanted to do because I feel like I'm a smart person. Like I just think things through, instead of just doing them and going to have fun and just having that memory. I always was like, well, why would I want to be around that person who likes to start shit, or that person who always has a gun on them? Why would I be around that person who don't fuck with my best friend, or be around a bitch, that I know like plotted on me before or something like that. Like I'd always be thinking through, of like, I'm not going to put myself in that situation. I actually thought about this about the day when I was driving through the Heights, man. It's just like 20 people out there. They're all bumping and shit. And I'm like, I grew up a block from here. I'm like, man, I'm a smart guy. Like if I wanted to, I could have sold drugs, and I think I could have been successful. I could have been out there. I could have been bumping with you too. I could have had, money to throw and everything. But like, it only takes that one day for somebody to hate me. You know what I mean? To end my life because I involved myself in that situation. That's how I feel like I became this person. That's how I feel like, and I like who I am. So I feel like at the end of the day, I don't regret it, but and when I was a teenager, I was making logical decisions. I grew up fast. Like I just was I was always trying to make a logical decision when I was 13 and after, man. I didn't have the same freedom as like, even when I was like 10, like even when I was 10, I felt like I was way more free, but like,
I think
I got older and I started thinking things always through,
Yeah. I think, you're like a pretty unique and different situation. I think a lot of teenagers lack that, especially when they have security.
But that's how you have some of the best memories though, is being dumb,
Especially, that's what I'm saying. Especially when you have, security,
right.
You really don't think those things through because you do have a safety.
Right. If I get locked up, someone's coming to get me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Plus, you're still not going to big boy jail where you're responsible for yourself.
Right. Somebody could be a lawyer.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I think it's like the way I'm thinking about it is like, you're consciously, you do think about like the what ifs or like what could come of this, but it's just always like, well, I'll find out, I'm gonna go do it, and then we'll see, I was like, you don't get like, you don't get anywhere thinking like, the worst is gonna happen. It's just like, I think you really think it may not even be really like the best decision where like you're pretty sure it probably won't even have a good outcome, but you're just so ready to do, like you're just in the now,
Yeah.
You're not even worried about that, it's like that comes later.
Like when you're drunk, like that's what I feel like when I'm drunk. I'm just like, oh, we're going to the hookah bar. Like I know I shouldn't go to hookah bar right now. I got $30 on me and I got to be to work in 2 hours, but we're going to the hookah bar right now. And I'm going. Just in the now. That's what I was saying. Like, I tell you, freedom. I just feel like I lost that at a young age.
Oh yeah,
it was gone.
Yeah. Like I said, I think most people, have that especially with security involved, and then it's just a very conscious in the now.
It's
Thinking,
funny talking to certain people about it too. Like I want to hook up my brain to one of them machines that read your shit, just to kind of. I just want to kind of see. No, because I just know how many neurons are firing in this bitch, bro. Like, I just feel like it's a ludicrous amount. Like, if someone could just see kind of what goes on in my head, like even when I'm having a sentence and saying a convo, I'm thinking of like 10 different slots of shit that's going on. And it's always just even, it could be something, a movie scene or a podcast saying that I heard later, or what you just did, or is that Ryan? Like, I have just always got 10 slots in my head, bro, Ryan, at all times, dude, where it's just like, I feel like I can rant forever because I'll just open slots all day long. That's why I feel like a freestyle, is I'll just open a slot. I just like put that slot down. You just put another slot there. I just love to hook my shit up, and see, and see, like it's like, bro, you're dumb.
Hey, shit going
dumb smart. That's me up.
You're sitting there just like, how many neurons are firing off? It's like
7. Your boy 11.
It's like we're actually struggling to find a signal. Like,
how long have you been smoking for?
I pick up on anything.
All you do is conspiracies.
Yeah, it's like, do you drink a lot? You do a lot of psychedelics?
I could just, but when I just talk to people, I could just tell how it is. And like I said, the gift's a curse. Like, it's a great thing, but at the same time, it kind of sucks because I will think things through. I'll think them backwards. I'll think them again. I'll think of a plan B. It's like a lot of thinking that goes into my decisions. And I mean, even like when me and Kay always struggle with that, because I'm always just like, you didn't think about what you're going to do when you got right here. Because I've already thought about, like, even in like traffic, like I'm already at the next light and I'm thinking, if that light's green, I'm going to keep going straight. But if it's red, I can bang a right and then I'll go down the street and I'm going to go left. Like, I'm always steps ahead, bro. I always think about that. Even I can be fucking on the verge of blacking out, drunk, walking down the street, and I'm gonna be thinking, like,
I'm guilty of that too. Where like, something happened, like, with me and Brad, I'll just be like, you didn't anticipate that part, like you didn't anticipate,
bro.
That? Even if it's like, I'll be sitting, I'll just be like, I gotta spell out everything you anticipate here. Like, it's
like, that's what me and Kay like. I was like frustrating last time we had a disagreement that we had to talk out about. It's like we were catching the lift home, and like I'm in the back seat, and I'm talking to Tyler, and it's like we're driving to Tyler's house, which is past my house. Yeah. I'm like, hey, when we get by my house, just tell him to stop. We'll just get out wherever it is, if it's on German Hill or wherever, and just walk over, And she never says nothing. Next thing I know, I'm at Tyler's house, and like I was just like caught up in the moment talking to Tyler, and I'm also like really fucked up. Yeah. And like I get out, and I'm like, hey, what happened? She's like, oh, we passed him. Like, well, you knew he was good. She's like, I wasn't sure which way he was going. I'm like, there's only 2 ways we can get to Tyler's house. Like, I'm still drunk thinking about all this. Like it's Eastern or German Hill. Either way, you got to pass, us. So why didn't you say something? It's like, but she's drunk having fun, and she's like, I'm not knocking her for it because she's just in the moment. She's in the vehicle having fun too, just like I was, and kind of just blacked out. But like I gave her that responsibility, or like I knew if it was me, I don't make those mistakes. Like I would always get off at the right spot. Like it sounds like I'm saying bragging, but like people that been out with me, like they know. I'm not gonna do a foolish blunder like that. Like I'm gonna do some dumb shit, but it's not gonna be like miss my stop. I'm not that type of guy. Like I got work in 3 hours. You know what I mean? Trust me, I'm getting off as close as I can to my house. Like I'm steps ahead. I already knew where we was going to get here. I already knew I was going to cross this German Hill cut, get right up. I knew from the time I got in that lift, I knew I was getting out front of the German Hill corner store. I knew I was getting off right there and walking left across Eastern Avenue. I knew that from the moment I walked in.
Well, I would say something to the guy like, hey, we're getting off at 48th and German Hill. Or some shit, just like, hey,
but like even with that, like for me, like I might not even say that though, because I don't have to say stuff like that because I'm paying attention, like if I'm not like watching the whole time, I'm checking checkpoints. I've always done. I told you about this before since I was a kid. Like
moving,
I do not. I always 4 quarters. That's how I do everything. I go, where am I at? Where am I going right now? What's my 4 checkpoints? And I've just always done that in my head, like out of nowhere. Like, okay, if I'm coming from here, then when I hop on that highway, that's my point A. When I get off the highway on Boston Street, that's point B. German Hill is going to be point C, and my house is point D. Basically, I always have done that since I was a kid. So I already knew in my head, like I'm getting off at point C. Like, that's what I'm saying. The gift is a curse though, because the whole time everyone's having fun and I'm like, putting plots together, you know, and like putting, and that's what had me frustrated because I'm just like, hey, for once, I don't want to be the person that does that. Like, for once, I don't want to have to be like leading the pack, you know?
That's why
I just want to take a step back and someone else get me home once.
Yeah, I got
You know, because I feel like I always get people home. Like, I always will take the initiative. I just want someone to take the initiative for me, you know? And like, let me have some freedom and not do this to myself all the time, bro.
Yeah, you know, I mean, like, I do the same thing when I'm like driving around. It's like, I think that's a lot of times where like I'm just like I'll just be chilling, just like focusing on driving. I'm just like, all right, you know, I'm just like looking for this exit. All right, I gotta make this left. And it's just like I'm sitting. I'm sitting. I'm just like
that car looks wild right there, though.
I'm responsible for everyone, bro. Look,
he doesn't have a blinker on, but I know he's coming over to the right.
All the time, Bray would be driving, and like you know something would happen. I'd just be like, you didn't anticipate. I got the whole way down the road.
You didn't.
I told you watch that guy.
Like, you just had to jam on your brakes because that guy had his right blinker on. So if he goes in front of the car that we're following, he's gonna have to slow down. So you got to anticipate that. You know what I mean?
Say the one that's like let's say like you're riding a 3-laner, you know, and then through a neighborhood or something, and then at some point they're parking on one side of the street, and the car, you know, like you see the car that parked down the street, you see the car driving. You know, at some point
you gotta make a move.
He's gonna cut over and make his move. You know, it'll get to the point where like she'll just keep speeding up. I'm just like, you can let
give it to him or slow down.
You let him exactly, and then like there'll be a couple times where like I'll be like, all right, I won't say nothing. I'll see how it goes for her. And she'll just maintain that speed, and he'll like seemingly cut her off, and she'll just like, what the fuck? And I'm just like, well, yeah, I saw that one coming.
Yeah,
like that's not what's not gonna make me mad. The ones that make me mad are the ones that you can't see coming. Someone just does some dumb shit,
and and then you get blamed for that. And I'm like, what, bro? Like people, like I've had times where like people are like, oh, I'm like, bro, if you were watching the road, like you were a driver, you know what just happened to me. You know, the other day I had a situation, bro. I had to slide over to the right. I'm going up. I'm about to take the exit, right? But I need cars to move for me to get over there. So I'm coming in about like 30. They're all moving. Next thing you know, the front vehicle decides he wants to exit. So he stops that whole line of traffic in front of me, bro. And I'm coming in like I'm supposed to have plenty of room, but my anticipation was off because, like I said, I'm predicting this gap to be there, you know? I told you I got the spider sense too, bro. It's all about mass. I know when my mass can fit through this opening in the time warp. So and my mass was then closed off. So at that point, I had to resort, to my backup plan, which was jam the brakes, but it was raining. So I knew I was going to slide already. So I just drove it right into the curb. And it was just a light tap, but I had to do that, And the guy looks like, whoa, and I'm like, bro, did you watch? Because if you see right there, I just avoided an accident.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you don't know that, You should be cheering me right now, brother. I ain't trying to be that guy. I'm not saying I'm perfect. But, like, you got to understand the situations.
So, like, it happened. So, in my neighborhood, we have some fucked up stop signs in my neighborhood. There's one where, like, there's one where it's a one-side stop sign, and people always run it because they usually assume that you have a stop sign.
Right.
So usually at these intersections with stop signs without them, I usually will slow down anyway.
Right.
And so, there was a couple of times where like, driving up and it's just like, here comes someone running the sign, she just keeps going and she's just like, what the fuck? And I'm just like, well, I just feel like it's coming. So like, it's just like, well, it doesn't surprise me when someone does that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just like,
and you don't even get mad at them.
Yeah.
Just like people do that. Yeah. People do that. I got the same thing by my job, bro.
They do. People do that shit. Just like
every time, just like he doesn't know.
That's why I think like I haven't been hit by a car yet. Like ride my bike or some shit. I'm just like, because I just like. Oh, bro, green light, anything, bro. I'll be on my brakes already. I'm not blazing through to fucking intersections all day. Unless I'm like with traffic, there's clearly like 8 cars stopped. It's like, we realize it's safe, but like I'm not the first one out in that light. And when I'm driving, I'm sitting here, I'm just like, or when I'm riding my bike, I'm just literally sitting there looking. I'm just like always over my shoulder. I never have 2 headphones in, I'm just, I'm just always like, and just like, it's just, you have to take care of yourself.
Always for sure, bro. You always.
The whole point is to not get an accident, not see whose fault it is.
I've never been in a vehicle accident at all. Because, like I said, I'm processing a lot. I also learned from my mistakes too, though. Right?
Yep. Yeah.
You know about my horrible crash. Even with that horrible crash, like if I told somebody the facts of the case, bro, I crashed a dirt bike going 60 miles an hour on asphalt with no shirt and shorts. I always think about that and I feel blessed to walk away with the little bit of injuries I can, you know? I know so many people that crash bikes at 60 and die, you know, in traffic. Like, bro, so I always
Smash
think,
something.
always, bro. That's why I'm so glad I was in the wide open, you know? That's like, was my advantage basically. I didn't hit nothing, you know, I just rolled out myself. But like, you know, trying to do, it's funny how you make these sacrificial type of decisions, bro, when really time comes down to it. Like you know how I love giving people scenarios, bro. And then but I always know I could give you a situation where the scenario doesn't even matter because you're just going to do it. Like when I say, would you do this if you were starving? If you were starving, you would do it. You know what I mean? If I said, bro, if you want a hamburger, you ate 8 in 30 days. If you want a fucking hamburger right now, you got to cut off your toe. You would cut off your toe without thinking, bro. You know what I mean? You eat your toe in the burger. You really would, you know? So, and in that situation, bro, my body just kind of made automatic decisions to try to preserve the best parts of me, you know? And that's pretty much the only way that ended up breaking my elbow, bro. It's like when I fell off the bike, came down, hit my head first right here. That's how I got that scar.
Yeah.
My fucking head came up like that, bro. I took one of those. That was the first hit, dude. And like without even thinking twice, bro, my arms were up there for the next hit, basically, you know. And then I'm landing all elbows and broke my elbow, but I stopped my face from taking asphalt, you know, which was like the most important thing.
Yeah.
And it's like I didn't even think about that. My body just did it, bro. And then like after that, yo, like the extent of my injuries and to be up and walk away, you know, like I was walking away. I'm just like, it's crazy, bro. It's very crazy. Like in these instances when you're extremely hurt, I don't like saying that about myself, but that's what this was, yo. And I've been there before. Like I know what this is like. Like it's like your body when you get up from getting hurt really bad, your body like I'm talking to people, but in my head, I'm doing like a self analysis of my injuries, dude. It's like very crazy. Like your conscious is kind of talking to you, whether you're talking to someone else or not. Your conscious is like left knee,
Just
bottom
pulling
right.
those.
It like clicks something like left knee. That's how mine was. Like as I'm talking to Bill, I'm like, I try to walk that bitch off, bro. And like I just got right up, yeah. It's like you can't even imagine. I wish, because you can't even imagine someone crashing at 60 on a bike and just walking up. Yeah, like it's very insane how the body can operate. And as I'm walking towards them, they're probably about like 20 yards away. That's what happened in my head, bro. My head was like left knee, back, shoulder. And like I'm just like processing these things. I'm trying to talk to them, but like it's telling me to look at it, you know, and like assess it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it wants me to do, you know. So like I look down and like, oh, my knee skin's gone, you know, pretty much just gashed all over my knees. And like as I'm doing that, like I just got blood trickling down my face. So I'm like, oh shit, like it didn't warn me of that one, you know. So then I'm like, well, what's going on? Like bro, I'm going through all of this. I didn't even know I broke my arm until I got to the hospital. Cause like I was using my arm until like that adrenaline came down. Then my arm was just like, yeah, it wouldn't move no more, bro. And I'm like,
locked up. Yep.
Is that what a broken arm is?
That was everything swelling up, bro.
Oh, bro, it wouldn't move, man. It was cool as shit though. Like every day being able to go a little farther, a little farther, a little farther.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, like nothing that extreme, but I think every once in a while you need that little scrape or that little injury doing something.
That was extreme.
You don't want that. You don't want something like that. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know,
but
bro.
Like,
sometimes I think about those and I just think about like life has given me some crazy shit. And I wonder if like something crazy is gonna come that like those instances that I tell you about are gonna play a factor, you know, just like it's gonna give me that experience factor. I'm not saying it's a good thing, but like something may come, you know, where like I have to be calm in this situation, or I know what this feels like. I've been here before, you know. I don't, you've been here, you know. I don't wish I was, but it is what it is at this point. I got this fucking elbow, you know? So maybe I can at some point in my life, you know. I don't know what it might be, anything, you know, it's going on, but maybe I have to kind of to where when that feeling comes, I'm not scared of it, right? I can go, whoa, we're here again, you know, and maybe.
Your brain, and I mean, like, even if you don't do it consciously, subconsciously, your brain's better and firing this off because it's been here before.
How crazy would it be? You imagine like 20 years, bro. We know how to like activate adrenaline glands and shit like that.
So
we take a pill and you just got like your adrenaline's rushing.
Like, imagine like you fall a couple times, like versus you fall on your first time. It's like your brain doesn't have to connect so much as after a couple of times.
Yeah. Like fire's hot.
Exactly.
It's a one-time thing.
Exactly. Yeah. Those neurons,
done.
They're already there. So now it's taking quicker paths.
Well, if I had a fat ass fucking adrenaline pack right now and I put it in your heart, would you take it? Wouldn't that be crazy? Imagine we're at a rave one day and somebody's just like, adrenaline?
I don't want anything stabbed in my heart.
But I'm
sure it feels amazing.
I want to feel
the adrenaline, bro. I'm sure it feels awesome.
Yeah, that's why people are definitely like those people that are addicted to fighting.
And you're not hurt.
You get it, right? Bro, you would never get more adrenaline than fighting. Like, it doesn't matter. You can go skydiving, though. It's not going to have as much adrenaline as a one-on-one street fight.
Yeah.
Bro, keep forgetting. Like, we got into a fight.
Huh?
We got into a fight, bro.
What'd you say?
We got into a fight.
What do you mean we got to do a fight? What are you talking about?
We
got to do a fight.
Got into a fight.
Oh, okay. Which one are you talking about? Is this one recently?
Yes. I don't even want to talk about it anymore. You ruined it. You just ruined
the whole. I'm just confused.
Well, now I feel like I'm lying. Like I made it up.
I'm super confused.
I can't believe you don't remember a fight.
I mean, maybe I'm just being extremely like.
Oh, were you not there?
When? Like, I mean, when did this happen? Because I'm not recalling anything, bro. Recently.
Dude, you don't remember the fight when we went out?
Oh, they talking about a fight between me and you. I'm like, what are you talking about, bro? Yeah, I know you're talking about that. Yeah, the fight. Yeah. I was gonna bring it up earlier, bro. Yeah, that fight. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, bro. I'm with you. I'm like, bro.
I feel like you're just giving me that laugh at the end of a bad joke.
I was like, when did we fight? No, I know what fight you're talking about.
I don't feel like people believe us anymore.
Yeah, the European guy. You screaming.
We lost. We're 0-1 now, just because of the way you said it.
Nah, bro, that shit was just.
It was just wild, man. I keep forgetting about.
So it's like which I think is weird because you did partake in at one point, and for me I'm just trying I'm like, all right, look, this dude's done already, bro. I'm just trying to get everyone out of this situation and gone, so we don't gotta deal with no fucking cops at this point.
Cops never came down that street.
And never.
It's crazy.
There's a security guard there,
dude. There was literally like 3 cops at the end of the street. They never came down.
That's what I'm saying. You guys keep saying like that white dude in front of that bar wasn't working there, but I'm pretty sure he was working at that bar.
No,
some random guy there,
dude. I was watching him. He was sitting down from the table across us with his other white friend.
Was he sitting at a table?
Yeah.
I swear, the whole time I saw him, he was just sitting on the planter by the walk-in right there. I'm just like,
okay. Maybe I had the wrong guy.
So it was the white dude that confronted the guy with us. The guy that wasn't with us. Yeah, no, I swear he was sitting on the planter by the entrance the whole time.
Maybe he was drinking, watching the game or something.
And he came over. I thought he was like the bouncer for that little
area.
He
definitely didn't work there. No, he definitely did not work there.
He was all black, he just had the shorts on. I was just like,
dude, if he worked there, he would not have let me get involved or anybody get involved. He'd have handled that way quicker if that was his job to handle that. Like, he would have shut that down. He handled that he let that guy talk for a minute. Yeah. Everybody did.
Yeah, and then he ended up slamming him.
It was so frustrating because the whole time, just like, bro, you're right. I'm like, bro, you're right.
Yeah,
like, just leave, bro. I'm like, just leave. Like, okay. Just go, bro. Like, I'm like, I've seen those type of people before. They're called self-sabotagers. Like, they need people to be mad at them. Yeah. They like that, And at the end of the day, they're sad. He went home and cried.
Well, and it's also like they blame. It's like it's this guy. It's like this.
Yeah. I didn't feel like that. I kind of felt like I was being trolled more than like actual. He had factual. He brought no factual information.
Not at all. That's why I thought he was just gone off something. Because the whole time he's getting hit, he's still talking, just like literally like Troy's sitting there holding him by his hair and just like he's sitting there just going on, just like the Europeans, brainwashed.
He's saying it to Troy, who's a bald mixed guy here.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what the fuck is going on, bro? What? Yeah. I'm just like, what is that? At first, I was just like, oh, another drunk guy. Then it's like he just kept going.
Yeah,
he just kept going, and then like I was never gonna do anything.
I didn't want to engage the guy
because he'll
go away eventually.
But the end of the bottom line is when someone's that weak, until you get violent, I'm not going to get violent. Like I'm sitting there and I'm sizing him up and I'm like, man, I get this guy with a right from hell. And I do want to knock out. Like I do want to knock out. And I'm like, I can knock this guy out easy. I'm like, but he hasn't did any. He's just running his mouth.
Exactly.
He's just running his mouth. So why would I hit this guy? Because he's running his mouth. So like, because he has something to say. I don't know. Yeah, there was more to the story. Like I found out more.
Exactly. Yes.
I didn't know. I would have knocked him out. Yeah, but like at the time, I'm like, this guy's not hitting no one, and he's definitely can't beat me. So until he does something violent, I'm not gonna get violent. But then it's like once the boys pop off, I'm like, well, I'm not gonna let anybody, just handle the situation by themselves because this is all of our problem. And it's not like he was starting a problem with one person. He was trying to like come at all of us. And I'm just like, bro, you want me to feel bad for something? Doug, you went European on me. Are you talking about something that happened fucking 1,000 years ago?
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know if I'm from Europe, bro. Like, bro, I know I'm fucking, could be fucking, I don't know. Like, I don't think you have to be. If you're from the Caucasus Mountains, you're not from fucking Europe. You know what I mean? Exactly. Caucasian. Yeah. You'd be Russian. You're not European, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
And it's like, there's a lot of things that go on that lines. I'm like, what do you want me to do right now? You want me to say, I'm sorry? I'm sorry. I'm sorry that happened. Like, that was wrong. That was wrong. Now prove that you were assaulted by them. Because you're light skinned, bro. And if I had to guess, 3 out of 4 of your grandfather or parents are more white. Because he was like literally as light as Troy.
Yeah.
So I'm like, bro, I don't think you're the guy to be fighting this argument. You could just grow dreads. That's the one thing you got. But the thing is, I'm just like, what do you want from me right now? That's why I say self-sabotager, because I'm like, obviously nobody here wants to hurt you. Like, or as soon as you ran your mouth, we could have just started fighting you. Like, you were already just doing too much. We let you go forever. Like, you said what you had to say. You just kept repeating the same thing. Like, he wasn't, not like he like had a spiel,
or even talk
it was just like the same thing. He just kept doing like that.
He wasn't looking to talk to no one.
No, he was just yelling what he had to say. It's not like he came up and was discussing it. He was yelling it so loud to like, so everybody could hear him, where like, it got to the point where it's like, bro, I'm out with my friend right now for his girlfriend's birthday. Like, we're having a great night. You're ruining that now. Like, we'd let you have your moment. Like, are you going to keep going? Are you going to, because he stopped. He was walking by. He walked past us. Then he stopped there. And then he was running. It's like, keep moving. If you're going to keep moving, then okay. But
I thought like before the fight,
he came closer.
It was done.
He came in our faces.
And then when the initial altercation happened, where Troy tried to headbutt him, and
allegedly,
all allegations, we weren't there. We battled by. And then after that, I thought it was done. And then he comes back because he started walking away, but then he came right back, bro. Like, he got as far as like past Soundgarden and then just come right back. And it was just like, bro, like, what the fuck are you doing? Just leave.
Yeah, I was out, bro. I didn't watch none of that, man. I just was like, I just wanted to get K out of there first, I was like, I'll get K over here, then I'll come back and I can handle whatever's going on. But like, I don't have to be worried about my girl, because like, you never know what could be happening. There was a lot of people, bro. There's a lot of people circling us.
That's the next thing. Like, as everyone was going towards this guy, like, Destiny now. I mean, she was going off, and I'm just like, she's trying to go ahead to do it. I'm just like, look, don't go near this.
And the whole time, I'm just like, bro, the cops are right there. Like, the cops are right there.
I'm just like, please don't go near this guy. I don't know what the fuck he's gonna do. Please do not go near this guy. It's like I think those 3 definitely like just like fucking
just stay back, get out of here.
Yeah, just stay back, man. Because you know what the fuck this guy's gonna do,
right?
You know what the fuck this guy's gonna do,
Dude, he could have a knife on him.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, dude, I told you, I'm steps ahead, bro. Like, bro. I'm thinking about all the things. I'm like, I'm not gonna assault somebody first of all until they're a threat. He's not a threat.
Exactly,
like, that's how I felt on the jump,
Yeah.
But then I was like, first of all, Troy does get hood cred forever for the headbutt tab. That's pretty bad because he launched. Yeah. He came under.
Yeah.
He got that. He shaved that head, bro.
Yeah.
And he's ready to cut.
Yeah.
He's ready to cut. And like, he kind of caught him like in the chin right there, but he got a takedown. And then from there, I'm like, well, I don't know what could happen from here.
Well, he landed someone.
But we just heard a story, right? We just heard a story where a guy was fucking someone else, took him down, and he pulled a knife out and stabbed him up and killed him. So I'm thinking like, well, once that happens, now it's a scramble. Nobody I'm with's going to lose the scramble to this guy, like, I'm like, try to, help defuse the situation a little bit. And like, you're acting off instinct.
Yeah, exactly.
And you got some drinks in you and you're just like, make sure your boy's good, you know, make sure everybody's good.
I was saying, like once it got to that point, and like
I pulled that guy off of him.
Yeah.
That guy that tackled him. I pulled that guy off, bro. I was like, bro, chill out. He's like, oh, fuck it. He's doing too much. I'm like, chill, bro. And that's when he came up and like right in his mouth in Troy's face and shit. I'm just like, bro, we have so many. Like, go pick one guy and one girl. Why'd you pick on somebody with 5 guys, bro?
That's
I got an Asian with me and a mixed kid.
Yeah.
And you come over to Ryan, what?
Bro, that's why. Bro, like I'm geeking.
And we got an Indian woman.
We got an
Indian. We got an Indian woman. We have another woman who's married to a Muslim. We got an Asian, and we got a light skin. We got a half black, half white.
Yeah.
So it's like, dude, over half of us here are not even European.
I want to be that guy, but I did a black
woman. To top it off, if you're Asian and you did a black woman. So okay, you're Asian. You did a black woman. Troy's mixed and dates
Native woman.
Is she a native? I guess it'll be native. I'm not exactly sure of her heritage.
I thought you were letting me know something. I was like, oh wow, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah. She's like, I don't want to disrespect and say the wrong thing, but like Indian, something along the lines of that.
I got you.
You know, something along the lines of that. Yeah. Not certain, but and then Heather, you know, is married to a Muslim man, and she is Muslim. You know, abides by it.
Not only a Muslim man, but in Arabic. You know, he's.
Yeah, it's like you're coming over here, like you're yelling about European. Like, dude, I don't even know if you have a white Christian here. Like I don't think you was looking at a white Christian.
Anyone who disagrees with what you're saying.
Right, exactly. That's what Tyler kept saying. Tyler's like, bro, you're right.
That's where Tyler had me geeking so hard. It was the first time where he's walking towards him with his drink. He's just like, I'll rape you again. And then
oh no, bro. I'm gonna show you the funniest part.
And the one on the way back out, where there's a black one from another table who was filming there, and he's in her camera. And he's just like, I'm with you guys. I'm on your side. I'm just like,
he's talking to the camera.
He's talking to the black woman's camera.
Oh no!
I'm on your side.
Oh no! See, when I turned around, see all them cameras, bro, I pulled my mask up and I just got out of there, bro, because I wasn't trying it. There was like 8 cameras.
A lot of people there.
There's like 8 cameras, bro. Yeah. I was surprised we didn't wake up to some video.
I was looking for videos.
Me too.
I was just like, where are they at? Someone's got it somewhere.
I got a pre. I'll show you the funniest part, bro. It's Troy right before anything happens, where he's like, "What the fuck, man?" You gotta hear how he says it, bro. He's like, "What the fuck do you want, man?"
It's so funny. It's so hard because the way he's walking this guy with his drink, and he's just like, "I'll rape you again." I'm just like,
because he kept saying it.
Yeah, it was like, and I remember even afterwards, he was like, I was gonna rape him. It's like, bro. I don't think you
should have pulled him in the fucking alley, huh?
That's
what you want.
Had the intent to rape this guy.
Here's the craziest part, right? We grabbed that guy by his dreads and drag him into an alley with all of us. No one follows. Maybe the cameras.
Yeah, there was a lot of people around.
What about if we threw him in a car and we drove away? Do you think someone calls the cops?
Yeah.
And says what? Kidnapping?
Someone just got thrown into a car, you know. License plate.
But everyone hated him there. Everyone did hate him. Because the security guard, after that, bro, as I was walking away, the security guard was like, he asked for that. That's exactly what he said, bro.
But I also remember, I think it was Tyler saying that, like, other people that were at the restaurant that came over and were filming behind us from the opposite end were saying that, like, we were racist or something or other. That's why he was like, I'm on your side, I'm with y'all, like, or some shit like that.
He's on someone's video and they geek at it still. I
was geeking at it because I'm pulling away.
I didn't see that.
Bro, leave this.
I was already out of there, bro.
I'm like, bro, don't bring any other women. Don't bring anyone else to this altercation. Bro.
In my head, I was thinking, as soon as this happened, cops are coming down the street.
Let's go. We're gone.
So I was gone. I didn't see none of that, bro. I didn't see none of that. I was gone with Kay. I was gonna take her like 2 blocks over and then jog back to you guys. And the whole time Kay's like, we can't leave them. I'm like, I'm not leaving them. I'm just getting you over here. I'm coming back. She went back. I'm like
I said, I was by myself. I'm just like, at this point, I'm just trying to just move everyone the fuck along. You know, I'm like, everyone's like,
it was too chaotic.
You know what I'm saying? We're sitting here. I'm like, Tyler's talking to the cat. I'm just like, bro, let's just go.
And like,
leave this woman alone, bro. Just get the fuck out of here.
And previously, he was with people, so I'm thinking like someone could come up at any time too.
Yeah, exactly, man. Either that, or I'm like, this woman over here was like angry at Tyler for saying something at our camera. She's angry now. I'm just like, bro, let's not bring anyone else into this.
Right? Yeah, don't do that.
Let's get out. You know, and then we
all made some bad mistakes.
I see you're gone, and they're sitting there. I start walking with you, but they're not moving. and I hear a siren. I'm like, guys,
Yeah.
let's get out of this area.
Yeah, bro. That's why I hit the
That
other
dude's
way.
still there. We're around the corner, but we're not out the situation yet.
It's crazy we ended up seeing him when we were going
That's what I'm
again.
saying, bro.
That crazy?
I think 10 minutes more or so at that spot, trying to figure out where to go, what to do from there. We're on that corner, just maybe even talking.
Yeah,
we see that guy.
Yeah, we had to get off that corner, bro.
You know, we see that guy again, you know, and that's just it's just a whole other ordeal.
Oh man, he would have walked past us. Yeah.
And now there's no one else around. It's like, let's get
now we catch a
out
body
of here. You know, let's just get the fuck out of here, man. Like it's done. This dude's leaking.
Was he leaking?
He was leaking. He was leaking. Yeah, his shit was rocked. I think it was from that one, like the second one, where Troy was just like, and just fucking right there center down the face, bro.
You got him going in the face,
bro. Because I was right there. This was after they had gotten up from the whole dread thing. So like that was after the headbutt altercation one. You know, he had came back.
Yeah. I was. Okay. Oh, you know, okay.
And I'm just like, bro, it's done. Let's just go. And the next thing I know, he's just like. He's like, bro, you keep running. Just fucking. I'm just like, I'm literally like right there in front of him because I was about to just be like, bro, it's done. Let's just go. And he just fires it. And I'm just
gone
like,
again.
Yep.
I didn't see that.
And that's where I'm not sure who all else was there, but there was a bunch of people there in that little scrap, and I didn't like that. So I'm trying to just roll. Let's get the fuck out of here. And next thing you know, bro, this is in my mind. Hold up, this is in my mind. I'm sitting there. I'm walking towards them. You come past my shoulder right here on the right. And you just go on that far left side. Next thing I know, you're just like sitting there just fucking.
Yeah, well, I was like right behind Troy. And then like once I see Troy go for the headbutt, he gets the guy down. So I slide you into that little left pocket right there. And then that's where I was about to tell you. I got to, I was like right there. It ends up going around. I just see Troy got a handful of his dreads, bro. Yeah. And he's just landing shots. Yeah. So like as I came up, this guy's head's kind of just like this. So I was just kind of getting like side shots in him. You know, and I don't know. I think it was you or somebody was like pulling me back. I was just like trying to get some kicks in real quick.
Yeah, you break. I pulled you off because I'm just sitting there. I'm just like, bro, I don't like this.
Yeah,
I don't like this
but,
here, bro.
But all in all, I'm not even like that was like, but I'm not even proud of that situation. Like, it's a way cooler story if we fight as many guys as us. Yeah, I did not want to. Like, we knew we were gonna trash him, bro. There's too many of us.
I didn't expect that. I was just like, I didn't expect
he was self-sabotaging. You know, that's what he does. Like he was gonna do that to whoever he's seen all night, and to the point that someone attacked him. Yeah. Like my mom's boyfriend used to be like that. A lot of alcoholics are like that, bro. Like when they get drunk, they'll do anything. Yo, nice people become mean. They'll do things that they know will get you mad because they want you mad at them. Like it's like, oh, look at me, I'm drunk again. Like
he was mad too. But that was the other.
But he wasn't going to say that. He could have seen some black people later, and he wasn't going to say the same thing. He was just going to say something that got them mad. Yeah. You know, your bitch is bad or something. You know, like
that's why. Like I don't like the whole thing. Like he wasn't fighting back at one point ever. Never did he once like fight back, bro. He was just sitting there taking this ass whooping. I'm just like sitting there, just like this must be what this guy wanted, bro.
Yeah, like, self-sabotage.
Because he's still sitting there just talking the whole time. He's just like. You got European rapists. Yeah.
I just love to go. He goes back. He like meets out with his people's house. He's just like, I fucked up 6 guys. I fucked up 6 guys.
Well, I'm saying, like, let's say he is on drugs. He wakes up the next morning after coming down, and his shit's all fucked up. He's just like,
oh,
what
bro,
the fuck did I do?
Dude, that's alcoholism, bro. That was alcohol. I'm telling you, he's an alcoholic, bro. That's what they do there. I know so many alcoholics. They get lumped up. They wake up. They're just like, man, again, I got fucked up again. If they didn't get robbed, they just got fucked up. Yeah. It just, some people, they get drunk, and they just become that person. But like, he was just like one of the worst I've ever seen. We're like, he wasn't going to leave, until we did something. And, but as I was telling you before, about that black guy that was walking with his kid, and the white guy comes out like, hit me. What, you want to hit me? Like, I didn't want to give him what he wanted. I don't like giving people I got the power. You look dumb. Yeah. You look dumb right now. I'm having fun with my friends. You look dumb by yourself right now, right in your mouth. I have all the power. The moment that I give you what you want, I gave you the power. That's why I'm not proud of the situation. Because if he strikes us, now I got to enforce the power. Now I'm taking the power, basically. Yeah. But at no point did he ever have the power. So he's just right in his mouth. In the moment that you gave him what he wanted, which was violence, he won the battle in my eyes.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why, like, when he was initially talking, like, they're sitting there, they're like, next thing I know, like, they're engaging him. It's like, bro, this is like,
that's what he wants.
This is not.
We sure did a lot. I mean, we were drunk. Sober, we probably do it a lot cleaner. Like me and Troy probably could have just grabbed him up by his dreads real quick, dragged him into the alley, and trashed him, and it wouldn't even have been a big scene, But we kind of like we're drunk, so like I didn't even know what the fuck was going on. You're just like, what the fuck? Like, is this real? Like, that's how drunk I was. I'm like, is this real right now? Like, what is he even saying? Like, I had to listen to him a couple of times to even, what? Like, oh, now you're serious. Oh, you're right, bro. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Oh, now you're not leaving.
Yeah.
Oh, now you're getting closer. Now you're still running your mouth. Like, now you're in the zone. Like, he got into our zone, you know?
Yeah.
Where if he wanted to strike Troy, he could have. So Troy took the first strike, and I don't blame anybody for that.
Not at all.
He entered the zone.
Yeah. I mean, it's true.
If the cops came,
he probably does.
If the cops came, we won the argument. You know, it's on video. Anybody can see on video. He's the one that approached us, entered our bubble, you know, of like our strike zone. We're
here at this restaurant outdoors.
Yeah, we're spending money here.
That's what I'm saying. And then this guy just came up to us. You guys ask me real quick. I mean, it's like,
and the security guard was the same thing.
Exactly. And that's something that pissed me off. I was like, bro, the security guard's not doing shit. He's just walking around. He's just walking with the guy. He's not really doing anything.
Yeah, that is what he was doing.
Bro, get this fucking guy out of here. What the fuck are you here?
But like, it's the thing of like, what is he doing though? That's what I'm trying to say, Steve. Like, what is he doing? He's loud. What is he doing? Is it not freedom of speech?
Once he came there, and you know, kind of pretty much harassed us
on the street though. It's not like he's in the business. You know, he's on the public property street. And he's loud.
I think with that outdoor dining, you know, I believe that becomes company, you know, because you need to apply for a special permit for outdoor dining.
Really?
You know? Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, you can't just set that up.
They're giving them out like wildfire.
It's something different. I think it's different now because of the pandemic, but yeah, you need to apply for outdoor dining.
I want to run one more thing by you. One more thing I want to run by you, right? I was watching this cool movie called Godsend, Robert De Niro, right? So long story short, they got this 10-year-old boy. And he's outside playing one day and a fucking car hits him and kills him, bro. So the scientist, Robert De Niro, comes to him and he's like, look, you might not like this, but I am, you know, the top scientist in genealogy, basically. I believe that's the word, right? Genealogy, yeah. And he's like, my lab has developed a procedure. We think that you would be the perfect person for it, where all we need is one stem cell, one cell, and we can regenerate the exact same boy. A clone. First, would you do that?
No.
Why?
Because I mean, like, I don't think you can generate the same conscious.
They're still giving birth, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's still a 9-month birth and everything.
It makes it even weirder. But I mean, either way, whether it be through, you know, like, you know, artificial means or you know, whatever, you know, this would make it with like a more natural, you know,
what's scenario. The difference though? That's what I don't get. It's a
conscious that's contained within that body, you know?
But it's a twin. That's all it is. It's a look-alike, right? It doesn't mean it has the same mind.
It's a different mind.
It's a different, and they're okay with that. And they accept all that. They just want it to look like their boy.
Well, that's cool. Then they got what they wanted, right? That's what it sounds like. But
what do you think? Would you take that?
I don't know, because I mean, like I mean, for me, it's like I'm ready to move on. I'm not gonna, you know, try to recreate what's lost with this kid.
Ready to move on?
I'm not gonna recreate this kid. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. You know, it's not that I'm ready to move on. I know I will move on eventually. I'm not gonna go recreate this kid.
Well, here's the little twist I want to talk to you about. The part is Robert De Niro warns them. You know, they're like, we want to do it. The father didn't want to do it. But he looked it up. The guy was a good scientist, you know, he had a good reviews and everything, like from his peers. And his wife wanted to do it bad. She's like, why wouldn't we? If we're going to have another child, you know, why wouldn't we have one that looked like our child we lost? And plus, she's the one that like let him walk outside and die, basically.
Yeah,
so
she
really wants to figure it out, you know? And Robert De Niro warns him. He's like, look, there's only one thing about this. He's like, we have concerns over what'll happen if he lives longer than the original child. Sure enough, bro. 11th birthday comes around. Kid starts getting a little weirder. 12th birthday comes around. Dude, at this point, this movie gets fucking scary, bro. If you're watching this thing at night, dude, like, and you're watching what I seen last night, Solo Dolo upstairs, bro, like, shit was a little freaky, bro. Like, basically, like, he's just seeing, like, kind of Sixth Sense shit, but imagine, like, a Mirage style where it's, like, one thing after another, you know? It's the child coming to talk to him, screaming, you know? And then, like, he screams at the child, and then there's, like, a dead child and another dead child or something, you know? Just, like, the craziest horror shit you could imagine, basically. And I didn't get to finish the movie yet, but I just thought that was a pretty cool concept, of,
Oh
like,
yeah.
you think how you're talking about how like you can't have that conscience. Well, you can have that conscience up until the time that soul ended. But once you went past that,
It's weird.
now the devil can play his tricks. Now you ain't protected no more. It's like
There's something about artificial consciousness that wasn't supposed to come this
what
far.
do? You put that boy down? Put that boy down, Steve.
I never created him.
Steve, now you got him. You put that boy down?
Him. He's going wild. Yeah, you gotta put him down, bro.
He's attacking them and shit because he's like the kid is talking to him. You know what I mean? Like because the kid, but the kid doesn't know him. So he's like, "Who are you? What are you doing in my house?" But he doesn't know who that kid is. So he's like scared of that kid. He doesn't know that that's him. He's like thinks it's himself yelling at himself. You know what I mean? He doesn't know about the dead kid. When they did this, bro, one of the things was they had to completely leave their family and all of their friends because that kid's dead, and they're not allowed. Basically, this is like it would like this was the first
fuck with the new kid.
No, it was yes, right, but it was also the first of its kind. So people were like, "Is this even humane? Do you even want this to be debated amongst your friends and family? And like, can this be kept a secret? Like." Yeah, so I just thought it was a cool concept. I'll give you an update on that. That's cool, right?
Yeah, that's cool, right?
Yeah. That sounds a cool ass concept, man.
God send Robert De Niro.
God send Robert De Niro. Everybody check it out.
That was geeking earlier because like you go into it, you're like, all right, the kid gets hit by a car, kid dies. And I was just geeking because I'm just like, all right, that's the show.
Kid's gone.
Dead.
Kid comes back. Don't let your clones live longer than the originals. Love you all. Thank you for watching. Appreciate you.
You have a good night. Like, share, subscribe.
It's for Dick tonight.